Have you ever had one of those days where you felt unusually tired, maybe your head felt a little heavy, or your joints seemed stiffer than usual? Many of us chalk it up to age, the weather, or maybe a poor night's sleep. But sometimes, the real culprit is something so simple we often overlook it: water. At age 70, your body doesn't signal thirst the way it used to. In fact, by the time you actually feel thirsty, you may already be dehydrated. And here's the surprising part: even mild dehydration can make you feel weak, confused, or dizzy, and it can even increase your risk of falls. It can be sneaky, showing up as fatigue, a foggy mind, or constipation rather than obvious thirst. That's why understanding how much water is enough, and making it a daily habit, is one of the most important things you can do to protect your health and energy at this stage of life. Now, people often ask, so how much water should I drink at my age? Is it still 8 glasses a day? Well, the answer is not quite that simple, because every body is different, and our needs shift as we grow older. But what doesn't change is this: your body still depends on water for almost everything it does. Water cushions your joints, regulates your temperature, helps your kidneys filter waste, and even keeps your skin looking healthier. Think of it as the oil in an engine: without enough, things start to grind and overheat. As a general rule, most healthy adults need between 6 and 8 cups of fluid a day, but for someone at age 70, it's not just about the number. It's about paying attention to your body, your activity level, and even the foods you eat. Because believe it or not, water doesn't only come from what you drink. Many of the fruits, vegetables, and even soups you enjoy also add to your hydration. So, instead of stressing over an exact number, it's better to think of hydration as a steady flow, something you give your body consistently throughout the day, rather than chugging a big glass all at once. Here's something many seniors find helpful: starting your day with a glass of water before anything else. Overnight, your body goes hours without fluids, so you wake up slightly dehydrated whether you feel it or not. By drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, you're giving your system a fresh start. Imagine how a plant perks up after watering. That's exactly what you're doing for your body. Another point to consider is how your kidneys change with age. At 70, your kidneys may not conserve water as efficiently as they once did, which means you can lose fluids faster without realizing it. Add to that medications like diuretics, which are common for blood pressure or heart conditions, and your need for fluids becomes even greater. This is why sipping water throughout the day, rather than waiting until you feel parched, is such a smart habit. Now, some people worry about drinking too much water at this age. And yes, it is possible to overdo it, especially if you have certain health conditions like kidney disease or heart failure, where your doctor might recommend limiting fluids. But for most healthy seniors, the bigger risk is drinking too little, not too much. The key is listening to your body's subtle signals. If your mouth feels dry, if your urine is darker than pale yellow, if you feel lightheaded when you stand up, these are gentle reminders from your body that it's craving more water. One simple strategy is to tie drinking water to things you already do every day. For example, have a glass of water with your morning pills, another with lunch, and another with dinner. Keep a glass by your favorite chair or next to your bed. It doesn't have to feel like a chore, it can be woven into your daily routine so naturally that you hardly notice it. And here's a tip many people find enjoyable: herbal teas. They count toward your hydration, they're soothing, and they come in so many flavors that you can find one you really like. Chamomile in the evening, peppermint after a meal, or fruity blends in the afternoon, all of these are not just comforting, they're also hydrating. Of course, not all drinks are equal. Coffee and caffeinated teas can count as fluids, but because they act as mild diuretics, you don't want to rely on them as your main source of hydration. And sugary drinks, while tempting, can do more harm than good, especially when it comes to blood sugar control. So think of water and herbal teas as your foundation, with other drinks as occasional add-ons. Another clever way to stay hydrated without constantly sipping is through water-rich foods. Cucumbers, watermelon, oranges, strawberries, lettuce, zucchini, these are like nature's hydration packages. They not only give you water but also vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Picture a plate of fresh fruit or a crisp salad on a warm day. You're not just feeding your hunger, you're quietly hydrating your body too. Hydration also plays a surprising role in brain function. Studies show that even mild dehydration can make it harder to concentrate, affect your mood, and slow down memory recall. That's something many seniors worry about as they age, and while water isn't a magic cure for memory, it certainly gives your brain the best environment to function well. Think of your brain as an electrical system. Without enough fluid, the signals don't fire as smoothly. It also affects your joints. Water acts as a cushion and lubricant, so when you're hydrated, your knees, hips, and shoulders move more comfortably. For anyone dealing with arthritis or stiffness, this can make daily activities feel easier. And let's not forget digestion. Constipation is one of the most common complaints in older adults, and often, the simplest fix is more fluids. Your intestines rely on water to keep things moving smoothly. Without enough, everything slows down, leading to discomfort and strain. So the question, how much water is enough at age 70, doesn't have a one-size-fits-all answer, but it does have a simple truth. Your body thrives when you give it steady, regular fluids. 6 to 8 cups a day is a good starting point, but it's the consistency, the timing, and the quality of what you drink that really matter. Small, mindful sips throughout the day do more for your body than a big gulp when you're already feeling parched. And once you start paying attention, you'll notice the little changes. You'll wake up feeling more refreshed. Your skin may look healthier. You might feel more energetic in the afternoon instead of hitting that slump. Even your balance can improve, because dehydration is a common cause of dizziness and falls in older adults. It's amazing how something so simple, so basic, can have such a powerful impact on your daily life. Water really is the quiet hero of health, especially at age 70. It doesn't come with fancy labels or expensive price tags, but it's the foundation of energy, strength, and resilience. And once you give your body what it needs, it rewards you in ways that are often immediate and obvious. Have you noticed how your body sometimes feels stiff or achy, even when you haven't done much? Or maybe you've woken up in the morning with a dry mouth, your skin feeling a bit tighter, or your energy a little lower than usual. Many people think these are just signs of getting older, but often, they're actually signals from your body that it's not getting enough water. At 70, the body isn't as quick at telling us we're thirsty, and that can be tricky. By the time you actually feel thirsty, you might already be mildly dehydrated. And here's the part most people don't realize, even mild dehydration can affect your memory, balance, digestion, and even your mood. That's why understanding how much water is enough becomes such an important part of staying healthy and independent at this age. Now, you may have heard the old saying that everyone needs 8 glasses of water a day. But the truth is, our needs change as we age. At 70, your kidneys don't concentrate urine the way they used to, which means your body loses water faster. Your muscle mass also decreases, and since muscles store water, the body has a smaller reserve to draw from. That's why what might have been enough in your 40s or 50s may not be quite enough now. Instead of fixating on a single number, it's better to listen to your body's signals and find a rhythm that works for you. Let's think about this in a practical way. Imagine you're filling up your car's gas tank. If you wait until it's completely empty before heading to the station, you risk stalling on the road. But if you keep topping it up regularly, the car runs smoothly without surprises. Your body works the same way. Waiting until you're parched means your system has already been running on low fuel. Instead, sipping water consistently throughout the day keeps everything running the way it should. Your joints stay cushioned, your digestion works smoothly, your brain stays sharp, and even your heart has an easier time pumping blood. Now, here's something that often surprises people: your water intake doesn't have to come only from plain water. Fruits like watermelon, oranges, and strawberries are packed with water. Vegetables like cucumber, celery, and lettuce are almost like eating crunchy water. Even soups, herbal teas, and milk count toward your hydration. So if plain water feels boring, you don't have to force yourself. The key is variety. One woman I spoke with recently said she keeps a small bowl of orange slices in her fridge. She grabs a few every afternoon instead of cookies, and not only does it satisfy her sweet tooth, but it also helps her stay hydrated without even realizing it. That's the kind of simple change that makes hydration effortless. But let's also talk about the challenges. At 70, many people limit their water intake because they're worried about frequent trips to the bathroom, especially at night. Waking up 2 or 3 times can disrupt sleep, and that's frustrating. Here's a trick that works: front-load your hydration. That means drinking more water in the morning and afternoon and easing up a bit in the evening. This way, your body still gets what it needs without causing as many nighttime interruptions. Another tip is to drink slowly rather than gulping down a big glass all at once. Slow sipping allows your body to absorb the water more effectively and prevents that urgent rush to the restroom. Some people also hesitate to drink because of concerns with bladder control. But here's the important part: cutting back too much actually makes things worse. When the body doesn't get enough fluids, urine becomes more concentrated, irritating the bladder and increasing the urge to go. By staying consistently hydrated, the bladder stays calmer, and in many cases, those sudden urges become less intense. It's a little counterintuitive, but it works. Of course, there's also the question of how much water is too much. Yes, there is such a thing as overhydration, though it's not as common as dehydration. Drinking too much water in a short period can strain the kidneys and even affect sodium levels in the blood. The goal isn't to chug water constantly but to spread it out naturally during the day. A good guideline for most people at 70 is about 6 to 8 cups of fluid a day, depending on body size, activity level, and health conditions. But remember, it doesn't all have to be plain water. Soups, teas, fruits, and veggies all count. The best way to check if you're drinking enough is to notice how you feel and to look at the color of your urine. If it's pale yellow, you're right on track. If it's darker, your body is asking for more fluids. And if it's clear all the time, you might be overdoing it. Think of it like a traffic light. Pale yellow is the green light that tells you you're balanced. Hydration also has a direct impact on how you age day by day. Have you ever noticed how your skin looks plumper and more refreshed after a few days of drinking enough water? That's not just vanity. Hydrated skin is also healthier skin. It heals faster, resists irritation, and feels more comfortable. But beyond appearances, hydration helps prevent constipation, keeps your blood pressure more stable, and even reduces the risk of falls. Why falls? Because dehydration can cause dizziness, confusion, and low blood pressure when standing up. Something as simple as sipping water can literally help keep you steady on your feet. Think about your brain too. The brain is about 75% water, and when it doesn't have enough, it's like trying to run a computer with low battery. You might feel foggy, forgetful, or more easily frustrated. Studies have shown that even a small drop in hydration can affect attention and memory. For someone at 70, who might already be concerned about memory, this is an easy step to protect it. Just keep the brain well fueled with water. Sometimes, making hydration a habit is all about little reminders. Some people keep a favorite cup or bottle within arm's reach all day. Others set a gentle reminder on their phone or place a sticky note near their TV remote or favorite chair. And here's a simple trick: every time you sit down for a meal, have a glass of water before you eat. It helps with digestion, keeps you from overeating, and adds to your daily hydration without any extra thought. The truth is, water isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about energy, independence, and feeling good in your own body. At 70, every small choice adds up, and something as simple as a glass of water can mean the difference between feeling sluggish and feeling strong, between confusion and clarity, between stiffness and ease. And once you start noticing those benefits, drinking water feels less like a chore and more like an act of kindness to yourself. So far, we've uncovered why water matters so much more after 70, how the body changes with age, and simple ways to keep hydration consistent without feeling overwhelmed. Now, let's bring everything together into clear, practical steps that you can start using today, steps that will not only help you stay hydrated but also support your overall health, memory, mobility, and independence. First, let's tackle one of the biggest myths: if I don't feel thirsty, I don't need water. That might have been true when you were younger, but the body's thirst mechanism slows down with age. It's like an old smoke detector that doesn't always go off when it should. By the time you actually feel thirsty, you could already be running low. That's why older adults need to be proactive. Think of hydration not as a reaction to thirst, but as a steady routine, like brushing your teeth. You don't wait until your teeth feel dirty to brush, you do it every day, because you know it keeps your mouth healthy. Hydration works the same way. So how do you turn this into a simple, daily practice? Here's a routine that many seniors find easy to follow. Start your morning with water. As soon as you wake up, before coffee or tea, drink a glass of water. Overnight, the body naturally loses fluids, so this is like giving your system a fresh start. Pair water with meals. Before or during each meal, have another glass. That's 3 glasses a day already without even thinking. Add small sips between activities. Whether you're reading, watching TV, gardening, or chatting with a friend, keep a small cup nearby and take a sip now and then. Wind down gently in the evening. Have a final small glass with dinner, then slow down as bedtime approaches. This reduces nighttime bathroom trips while still keeping you comfortable. Following just this rhythm usually gives you about 6 to 8 cups spread throughout the day. Add in hydrating foods like fruit, soup, or a cup of tea, and you're right where you need to be. Now, you might be wondering, what about coffee or tea? Don't they dehydrate you? The answer is, not really, at least not in moderate amounts. While caffeine has a mild diuretic effect, meaning it can make you urinate a bit more, the water in coffee or tea still contributes to your hydration. So yes, that cup of green tea or morning coffee does count toward your daily fluids. Just be mindful not to overdo it, because too much caffeine can disturb sleep or cause jitteriness. A good rule of thumb is to enjoy 1 to 2 cups a day, and balance it with plenty of plain water or herbal tea. Another common question is about health conditions and medications. If you have heart failure, kidney disease, or take medications like diuretics, your doctor may recommend limiting or adjusting your fluid intake. In those cases, more water isn't always better. The key is balance and following your healthcare provider's guidance. But even then, the principle remains the same: your body still needs steady, appropriate hydration to function at its best. Let's also talk about making hydration enjoyable. Water doesn't have to be boring. Add a slice of lemon, cucumber, or even a sprig of mint for a refreshing twist. You can also infuse a pitcher with berries overnight for a naturally flavored drink. This small change makes water feel like a treat, not a chore. Another idea is to use a colorful cup or glass you love. It may sound simple, but it can actually make you more likely to drink. And remember, hydration is about more than just health, it's about independence. Staying hydrated means having more energy to walk, to cook, to enjoy time with grandchildren, or to go out with friends. It means fewer dizzy spells, fewer bathroom infections, fewer hospital visits. In fact, research shows that dehydration is one of the top reasons older adults end up in the hospital. That's something you can often prevent with just a glass of water. Now, let's bring this down to the simplest rule you can remember. At 70, most people do well aiming for about 6 to 8 cups of fluids a day, from water, tea, milk, or soups. Extra fluids when you're active, outdoors in the heat, or feeling unwell. Watching your urine color, pale yellow is ideal. If you remember only one thing from this video, let it be this: water is not just about thirst. It's about giving your body the foundation it needs to stay strong, steady, and clear-minded. Each glass of water is like a small investment in your tomorrow. Before we wrap up, I'd like you to picture this. Imagine your body as a garden. If you water it regularly, the flowers bloom, the soil stays rich, and everything grows in harmony. But if you forget to water it, the soil cracks, the leaves droop, and the garden struggles to thrive. Your body works the same way. Water is that essential nourishment, keeping every cell, joint, and organ alive with energy. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for your first glass of water, don't see it as just a drink. See it as a gift to your future self, a step towards staying sharp, steady, and strong at 70 and beyond. And now I'll leave you with this gentle reminder: your health is built on small, daily choices. Water is one of the simplest and most powerful. So keep your glass nearby, sip often, and let your body thank you for it.